The upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home takes place during Christmas, at least a pretty big part of it by the look of everything we know. Now, of course, the upcoming Hawkeye series also takes place during the week of Christmas. So Marvel Studios addresses the potential of a small cameo by our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So this came directly from Marvel Studios' own Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios. And he was asked, since this series takes place in New York, since it's in Spider-Man's neighborhood, is it possible that we could see Spider-Man show up? And he says it's possible, but it's not going to happen here. It's not happening in the series. He confirms it. So if we see any rumors or speculation or anything, it's probably somebody making things up or just wishful thinking, unless they're completely lying to us. But in this instance, I think he's telling you the outright truth, that it's not going to happen. And again, there's tons of legal and logistical reasons for why it's not happening. And I think you have to look at that first and sort of go, well, okay, it makes sense. I understand why. And again, he also goes and says, look, it's Clint's and Kate's story. That's what it's about. And you have to understand that the first thing Clint is going to do is try to not involve everybody else and also try to take care of his own problem and probably not involve a high school kid in his problems dealing with the mob, right? I mean, this is commonplace, and that's kind of how it's done in the comics. Unless it's a giant event that calls all for them, they're not constantly interfering and talking to one another and, going, hey, you need my help? Well, here, let me stop by. Let's call this Matt Murdock guy and we'll all take care of whatever, right? It's a little bit more complex than that. And I think in terms of the story, it doesn't make sense for him to even appear in this, because why would he? Especially if it's happening when he's wanted for the alleged murder of Mysterio and everything, and he's on the run. So you can kind of piece together the story like that as well, being like, yeah, that's a problem over there. The kid's occupied, he's got his own problems, and wouldn't you know it, I also have my own problems, so let's not deal with that. And that's kind of expected, and I think there's going to be, some Easter eggs or something in regards to it in the bigger Marvel universe, quite clearly, because we've already seen in the TV ads and the spots, but otherwise, it doesn't need to happen, it's not going to happen, and I'm okay with it. It makes sense. I don't need Spider-Man to swing by and be like, oh, hey, Clint. Bye, Clint. I'm being wanted for murder. Thanks, kid. Can you call the Avengers? Help. I only got 7 trick shot arrows left. Oh, wait. This one's by Hammer Tech. I have none.